Today is the last day of 2019, and I want to spend a few minutes reflecting on the last year of Fortnite Creative and then look forward to what's coming in 2020. I want to show you an awesome tweet that was sent out earlier this week by someone really high up at Epic Games about the future of creative mode. But before we do that, I just want to reflect a little bit on this last year. While I reflect and pontificate, I'm just going to be working on my castle that I've been working on. If you want to see what this is all about and how I'm doing all of this, you can click on the link in the description below. There's a whole how-to series on this. So just bear with me as I build and pay no attention to what I'm doing in the background. Just listen to what I'm saying. Now, when I think about the last year of Fortnite Creative, I'm just really grateful that, this part of the game exists. When creative mode came out, I've been playing Battle Royale for quite some time, like basically since it came out. And I was really just burnt out on the whole Battle Royale scene, and I needed something different. But I didn't want to stop playing Fortnite. I loved Fortnite, but I didn't want to stop playing it. And then creative mode came out. And it really came out at the best possible time for me because I really find a lot of joy in not just creating, but also playing other people's creations. There's just so much more to Fortnite Creative than like a Battle Royale mode. It's a much more deep experience to me than, just going and trying to win a game. Creative mode really is about creating and, thinking outside the box and making something out of nothing. And honestly, I just love it. It feels like advanced Legos to me. And the Legos have always been one of my favorite toys. And honestly, I think one of the most genius toys ever made in the history of mankind because it provides like endless opportunities for toys. You can make whatever toy you want to play with. If you want to play with the toy, you can make it. Same thing with Fortnite Creative. If you want to play something, you can make it. I'm so glad that the game mode even exists. Honestly, it's just opened up a whole new world in my imagination and in a lot of other people out there. Now, when I look back over the last year of where Fortnite Creative was and where it is right now, it really excites me about the future. Like when it first came out, there was just like a few things you could do with it, and it was awesome for what it was at the time, but it's way more advanced now. For me, one of the biggest updates of the whole year was when they released triggers and all the different types of triggers, like attribute triggers, perception triggers, the random number generator, and stuff like that. These triggers were game changers for me. Now it's starting to feel like they're trying to build something much bigger than just, oh, here's some Lego pieces, have fun. It feels to me like they're trying to get to something much bigger than it currently is. Which brings me to what I really wanted to talk about today is the future of Fortnite Creative. I want to show you some really cool tweets that went out the other day that really got me excited about 2020 for creative mode. So this guy named Matthew Kobach sends out a tweet that says, "Who's the one person you wish you could ask a question to? Tag them here and ask it." So this guy tags TIm Sweeney, who is the CEO of Epic Games. So the guy who started it all for Epic and Fortnite. And he asked the question, do you view Fortnite as a game or as a platform? This is a very interesting question. And TIm Sweeney responds, Fortnite is a game, but please ask that question again in 12 months. This is a very interesting response. Now, Tim clarifies a little bit further. Another person asks, what's a platform? And then Tim responds saying, nothing highfalutin. Well, I don't even know what that word means, but then he says, just more powerful Fortnite creative tools so that creators outside of Epic can do the kinds of things within the game that only we can do right now. So that statement really excites me, guys. I can't wait to see what they have in store for the creators out there. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things I want to see in Fortnite Creative in 2020. So in addition to all of the awesome things that they're adding for map creators, like all of the cool prefabs, all of the cool devices like triggers, I would love to see some addition of like some sort of script so you can tell NPCs what to do, or even just adding NPCs in general. I mean, that could just open up all sorts of possibilities with telling stories, having boss fights, etc. And I'm sure the developers have a lot of other ideas of what they can do to give tools to us. But even more than tools and features or prefabs or whatever, there's a couple of things that I want to see to help increase the player base for creative mode. I know the player base for creative mode is already substantial, but I think there's a few things that they could do that would really help bring in some of that Battle Royale player base to creative mode. One is custom matchmaking in the featured rifts to begin with, but eventually in all maps, so that if you make a multiplayer map game, then you can go in and play with your friends and matchmake with randoms so that you can actually have people to play against. I think that's a huge block right now, where you can create a map, but then it's really hard to find people to play with. So I think custom matchmaking is going to be a big deal. And I think they're already working on it. They had a test a few weeks ago where they were testing custom matchmaking in the featured rifts for like an hour. They were testing it. So I'm really excited to see where that goes and how soon they implement it for all of us. Number 2, I think it's imperative that they have some sort of a way to find maps easier. Right now, the only way people find maps is if it's a featured map, or they have to go to another site like dropnight.com or the Fortnite subreddit or some other place than Fortnite to find maps. If creative mode is gonna become something bigger than it is right now, they're gonna have to have something to find maps easier. And the final thing I think that's gonna have to happen to really take creative mode to the masses, they're gonna have to open up map publishing to everyone and not just people with creator codes. I think if they do that, then there'll be a lot more people that are making maps, playing maps, etc. I think that's a huge barrier right now, is that you have to have basically 1,000 followers to be able to create and publish maps. So I'm hoping that that's something that Epic decides to allow at some point. I know why they don't. It's like there's a lot of concerns with people doing things that are weird or are gonna look bad for Epic, etc. But they're eventually gonna have to get over that. I mean, just like Minecraft, allows it, Epic's gonna have to allow it at some point for this to become something more than it is. And I think if that ever happens, it's gonna make a big difference in the player base. Guys, check out this problem I'm dealing with. This castle has a slight curve to it, so now this is higher and I'm having to like somehow figure out how to connect these. Welcome to trying to solve problems in creative mode, guys. So I'm actually really excited to see what happens to creative mode this coming year. I think there's gonna be a lot of big changes. I think what you see today in creative mode is gonna be completely different by the end of 2020, just as much, or if not even more so, and how big of a change there is from the beginning of 2019 to what we see now. So here's to an amazing 2020. I can't wait to see what happens in this game, and I'll be there with you throughout all of it. I want to thank all of you guys for supporting me always, and for watching my videos, always giving me such awesome feedback, helping me to become a better map maker, a better creator, and just a better person in general. It's been a fun year, and I can't wait for 2020. It's gonna be even better. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see my favorite maps from the year, you can click right here and watch that video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. 2020 is gonna be awesome, and you want to be subscribed to the channel. All right, guys, that's enough for me. Have a happy new year, and we'll see you later.